us. Yeah, so Project 2025 states that all liberal women must be barefoot and pregnant by the first summer solstice of the Trump second administration. Otherwise, they will be deported. Also, they must dry clean and iron MAGA clothes for food and tampons. That's the man in the high castle at 1984 is now in 1776. Let's see what this video is saying.
Care.
No.
On this, are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage?
No.
Or that care for a miscarriage?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize removing an ectopic pregnancy?
No.
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
No.
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
No.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris, in a speech, recently said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, treatment for miscarriage is allowed under the law, and there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related, and so it's misleading to use that as an example.
It's not only misleading, but it scares women away from getting access to health care, and it leads women to not go get healthcare treatment when they desperately need it.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The party of unity, sanity, no mean tweets. Love it. No mean tweets, right? No mean tweets.
Find
That's
this.
what they said. No mean tweets. Let's see. Did I save some of those mean tweets from these blue MAGAs? All right. And so we want to talk about Black women being the saviors of democracy because I've seen a lot of that going around. Don't ask Black women for help anymore since y'all all let Trump get in office, get somebody else to do it. Like that's the consensus that, Black women are doing these amazing things that no one else could do for the community. I'm not sure what those things are outside of, influencing beauty culture and baddies and, I don't know. I mean, if being the perpetual victim and being the perpetual martyr is your shtick, then yeah, fine. But every Black woman's not doing that. And you taking on that mantle to make yourself feel good and then now bashing the women who've chosen to just get off of that hamster wheel, don't be mad at us. So anyway, and don't be mad at your unborn babies. I'll build my own abortion clinic, killed by Kim LLC. And then under here, we've got first come, first killed. That's bitchy pink birthday. I'm sorry. The original tweet was the Americ. Sorry, at the Americ. I'll build my own abortion clinic, killed by Kim LLC. All right, and then Bitchy says first come, first killed. Rob Elaire says, don't forget the complimentary lashes and lip gloss. These are the mothers of America. These are the women, the female leaders of America. Only they can rule with the gentle touch that a nurturing and loving feminine vessel can provide. This is, hey, it's Janaea doing a gender reveal and it's just you showing up with a hanger. Okay. Twins, 50% off. So morbid. But it's protect Black women. Remember that. I know there'll be hookah and wings platter in the waiting room, as if that didn't lead up to your current situation. First come, first killed is crazy. God forgive me again. Yes, all of you. I'm praying for you all, your souls into all of the eternity and lifetimes that you'll be forced to repeat this cycle. And maybe you'll end up on a hanger, but I'm not going to go there because I don't do that. All right, LMAO, not an LLC. I effing love this. A kid named Trey V. Yeah, so, our our president elect is the problem. Completely just him. Imagine being this effed in the head. Yes, this is not funny, but it is. Somehow killing babies for no reason except that you couldn't close your legs because 90% of abortions, more than 90%, are retroactive birth control. You can look those CDC statistics up if you like. So you guys are pissed off about an off chance, a 0.1% chance of an ectopic pregnancy or miscarriage that could be thought of as foul play or unsure circumstances in which the mother could possibly face penalties. Oh, but we just heard a moment ago that that doesn't actually happen, that they can pinpoint. Like I said, the CDC, go look up the stats. It's like 0.01 of abortions for those circumstances. And as far as being criminalized, those cases are non-existent. Please pull them out. Kamala lied to y'all. The DNC lied to y'all. Wake up, Blue MAGA. I'm trying to save you here. So yeah, they want to Anonymous Abortions Incorporated. Yeah, somebody locked in with Zaza says you bitches are super bloodthirsty, and I can't agree more. I'm here for it. I love small business. Buy one, get one free on twins. So yeah, they think this is funny. These are the women that want respect, guys. Instead of just, instead of policing your womb, you want to completely just do whatever you want to do. That's real fucked up, But okay. With everyone else's life is incredible to me. I just want to find this meme that I saw that kind of triggered some stuff. I came across this. I want to make sure y'all can see that. Asking boys and men during their annual medical checkups, what form of birth control are you using, would finally start normalizing a conversation that's been conveniently avoided for far too long. It's about time that the burden of contraception isn't dumped entirely on women, and men are forced to share some of the responsibility, because frankly, it's absurd that this imbalance has persisted for too long. And so there was a consensus that, there was a consensus that this is okay. The original poster, I think, captioned it as, hold on, I want to see. I don't know if she had a caption on it, but some of the comments were like, no sperm, no baby. If only these men would use contraceptives, but so many unfortunately don't. It's all about sex. The woman has to ultimately protect herself because the men will do what they let them do. And if we can get by without a piece of material being between us and heaven, we're going to go for that. We aren't going to go for that piece of material. That's the bottom line. And a man will follow a woman's lead if it leads to gratification. That's another young man who replied on that post, who obviously is trying to speak some sense into these women who want to engage in forced sterilization is what it sounds like, but it's hands off our wombs. My body, my choice. Me too, right? Respect women, but you don't respect men, because if you think of men as dogs, if you think of men as these animals who need to be sterilized or controlled because their sexual deviancy and debauchery is just so such a driving force that they're unable to control themselves. But then again, we have to ask, have you been forced every time that you've procreated? Have you been forced every time that you engaged in the do, right? You have the right to ask him to use that contraception at that moment, at that encounter. And if he says he doesn't want to, then that's his right. You can't force him. So why do you think now bringing the government into the conversation and trying to force the government to do what you don't want to do on a one-to-one level with the person that you're being intimate with? Why is that okay? Like, why do you think the government should be in the bedroom with you? Why do y'all keep putting the government in the bedroom with you? Why do y'all keep putting the government in your family room with you? I'm not understanding this dependency on the government doing what you're supposed to do after you've done the inner work to grow the fuck up and speak up for yourself. So as a grown woman in her 40s and 50s and 60s out here talking about forcing birth control on men, forcing sterilizations on men, because that's what you're saying. It's about time that the burden of contraception isn't dumped entirely on women and men are forced to share some of the responsibility because it's an imbalance that has persisted for so long. No, ma'am, you are the guardian of your womb. You are the policer of your womb and the life force and the energy that is used there to create whatever you are going to create, be it a child or manifestations of whatever of the esoteric, right? And so if you don't have enough sense to understand whatever you're letting in that space is your responsibility, and you think you're going to force this so-called stupid dog, this so-called, just clearly like a rabid animal, this is how you guys describe most men. The hate is just coming out of the screen sometimes. And you think so little of him. He's so unintelligent and he's so animalistic and he's so, driven by sex, but yet and still you want to procreate with him because you're asking if you can force sterilization on him so you can hop on it and do whatever you want all day and all night long. You want him to shoot up the club without consequence. So again, ma'am, who is the whore? Is it the man who we all know has this instinct to go out and spread his seeds, per biology, per the workings of his brain, per all masculine energy? Masculine energy is a force that puts out, and feminine energy is a receiving force. But it also means that it's a gatekeeper. So if you're not gatekeeping and you're outside the gate trying to sterilize men, you're now in your masculine, ma'am. And now you've gone too far and you're out there on your own. So I just feel like women are putting themselves in a corner. Women are isolating themselves by doing and saying some just really ridiculous things. And we need to humble ourselves because who's supposed to protect us? You can't call everyone a misogynist. You can't call everyone a sexist. You can't call everyone a rapist or anything because you're just upset about your own lack of authority in your own life and where you have the power to make change. In the episode I just did with Ramiel, I think I mentioned, or I didn't, I wanted to mention to him that I liked one of his quotes from an episode I saw him in where he said, the person that you blame has the power to change things. So if you continue to point the finger at all these other communities, all these other demographics, all these other people, male, the government, whoever, all you're doing is giving them the power to change or not change your life. And so when you blame yourself for what you've done, that's called accountability, and you make those changes so that you don't make those same mistakes or you don't become that mark or that target again, then that's growth. And now you're a big person, you're a mature person, and you don't have to worry about trying to control and police other people. But here we are. Hopefully you guys will get it one day. All right. And so let's back to this.